I have never been in another car with aircon vents that is so difficult to. This is slightly easier, but it's still really, really tight. I have no idea why. Even this one on the right side. So I don't think it's that this one has is faulty or whatever, but you really need to exert a lot of force just to adjust it. I have no idea why. Now you might not be able to recognize this dashboard. It is the Honda Odyssey. Alright? A very popular car all over the world, but probably in this generation it is a bit too under the radar in Malaysia, because all the limelight has been stolen by all the recon Alphards and Velfires and Estimas and yeah. So it is considered a full-size MPV, where all 3 rows are fully usable by adults. Okay, and there's a walkway between the first and second and third. I will go through all that with you guys later. But the first impression is that this is a previous generation Honda product. If I were to compare it against the likes of the Honda Civic, because the touch points, the soundproofing, the road noise proofing, all that shows is the previous generation Honda. Yeah, it's a little bit noisy here and there because I mean, they used to be like this, right? Japanese cars, until the new Civic. And I mean mass market Japanese cars. The new Civic really pushes the envelope. And first off, the things that I like about this car is the handling. It's an MPV. Make no mistake, it won't, it won't pull a Golf GTI on you when you corner and all that. But at least the steering is not completely devoid of any form of feeling of connection. Okay, so it is an MPV that I quite enjoy driving. And in terms of its weight, I'm not sure about its weight, but I know it's fitted with a 2.4 liter engine, an engine that isn't known for producing a lot of horsepower, low down or whatever. But the first impression is that the mating of the engine and the gearbox to move this car, be it in a comfort manner or acceleration and all that, it is adequate. But with a caveat, because I'm driving alone. But yesterday I went out with my entire family. We have about 5 adults. It's alright. I don't feel that the car is lugging itself at all. So it is adequate in terms of power and all that. There's no complaints, no issues with it. That thing is really, really nice. And in terms of the ride quality, it's quite good as well. Going speed bumps and all that, but when you have road imperfections, it rattles the car, man. It just feels that, this just reminds me of how far Japanese cars have come, because they used to be like this. However good they try, however much they try to make the car look luxurious with wood paneling or whatever, they used to be like this. Yeah. Taking off and all that is a risk. But I can immediately draw a comparison. Okay, wait. The first thing that I really like about all this is that the driving position is okay. I quite like the design of the cabin, even though the materials are not that high up compared to some rivals. And I like the steering wheel. I really like the steering wheel. The controls and everything, the buttons and all that, these are all really nice. And then the logical placement of things. So I'll go through that in the interior walk around and all that. But the driving experience so far is that it is okay. But has the competition moved on? Yes. A lot. Okay. Now, the old Odyssey, the ones that a lot of Malaysians buy up, and then they even have car clubs for it, and they all were modded and all that. They look really super cool. Is the RB, all right? Because that two generations, right? They more resemble a family wagon based on the Honda Accord platform, and then you have body kitted versions and all that. They are like the mini Alphars and Velfires back then, but they are very cool looking. The design of the Odysseys, that generation and the generation after, both are very, very good looking family wagons, and full size family wagons at that. They're spacious, but nevertheless, the selling point of that is to have a sedan's body, a low slung sedan body with an elongated tail wagon, and then you can fit kids at the back. You can fold it down to be a really big wagon. So that's the positioning of the previous two generations of Honda Odyssey. But when it comes to this generation, they decided to turn it back to its first generation, how it looked like when it first came out in the 90s, which is like a mid-size or a compact family van in USA. In US, where the Odyssey is sold, of course, in the US they look different. They have grown to really big as well. But when it first came out, the kind of size that it once were is what this car is now for the Asian market. All right, Honda wanted to sell more, obviously, because people are telling them, "Hey, your Odyssey is there's not enough space compared to Estima and the likes of that." So, but we know what Honda wants. They don't want the car to end up being a van like that of a Velfire and a Alphard, where they are all, ollie and all that when you corner. So they decided to take a midway approach. So this Odyssey, it might look like a van, but if you park it next to a Velfire and Alphard, you will notice that this car is a lot lower. You're sitting a lot lower. You're sitting almost the height of a, I would just say, slightly lower than a CRV. That's the right height of this car. And I think a lot of people will appreciate it because it's a crossover ride height. And what the benefit of this is that you get the room, you get an acceptable floor to ceiling height, and then it's spacious so that you can have a walkway where kids can walk around when you're parking, picnic and all that. And then you get the handling that isn't too bad compared to a full-fledged Alphard Velfire. You can see Kia taking this approach as well. It is longer, it is wider, but it's lower than the Alphard Velfire. They want a slightly lower center of gravity to improve the driving. So, does this car drive as well as the Kia Grand Carnival? In terms of how the body and the chassis reacts, no, it doesn't drive as well as a Kia Grand Carnival. But when you add in the steering wheel, as in how this steering feels against how that steering feels, then it more than matches up. Because this has a better steering. When you drive it, you feel, hey, it's more enjoyable because it's more connected, it is more accurate than the one in the Kia Grand Carnival. But the Kia Grand Carnival, the body, the suspension, everything in the car is so well engineered. So, and then of course there's a price difference, right? Because one is a local assembly, one is fully imported. But does this car has its appeal? It doesn't look as van-like as the Kia Grand Carnival, the Starex, the Alphard Velfire. It doesn't look as van as them. It looks somewhat like the kind where, the European MPVs, the Citroen Grand C4 Picasso and all that. Yeah, it looks somewhat like that. And I quite like the drive. I like it when the roads are smooth. When the roads are not smooth, they literally destroy this car's suspension. You hear all sorts of brum, 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 brum around. Yeah. So it's a very, very Japanese product, I would say. Really, really Japanese. Alright. Power is adequate. Handling is okay, good. Soundproof, windproof. Nowhere near the Kia. Nowhere near the Kia. The Kia is like, I don't know how many hundreds of times quieter in the cabin than this car. But is it acceptable? Yes, because we used to... Basically, if you want to say that, oh, how's the soundproofing? Oh, like Japanese car lor, then they'll know, okay, that's the kind of level. And then if they ask, what's the soundproofing of the Kia Grand Carnival? Oh, like European cars. And that's how it is. Okay? But the ergonomics wise, the sitting position, everything is good about this car. And I like the fact that when I'm seated here, my vantage point and everything, right, it feels and looks like I'm driving a sedan. Okay? The quality of fit and finish up to the level of the Kia? No, but is it good enough? It's good enough, but you don't get all the high quality touch points of the Kia. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I think I can conclude this car. I like how it looks. It looks really good. First thing, I like the size of this car, because it is the kind of package that is just alright. What do I mean by just alright? You show this car to a housewife, a mother, or a, you know, and then they won't get intimidated by it. You show this car to a guy and then they'll be like, oh, the Vellfire is larger, it's more spacious, you know. But for a lady who I mean, not trying to be racist, sexist or whatever, but I heard a lot of ladies complain about cars that are too big. They just don't like cars that are too big. They feel like they're driving a minibus or something like that. So they were like, oh, this is a reasonable, acceptable size for a lot of people. And then when you come into the cabin, it is spacious. Of course, it's not as opulent as the likes of the Alphard, you know, the Kia Sorentos and all that. It's not. So the size is moderate. It's a very good moderate size. The interior, the maximization of space is excellent. I love the boot where it's super deep, just like the Kia Sorento. So I like all these things about this car. Okay. Soundproofing, then. Wind noise, then. Power, yeah, it's acceptable. Interior build quality, solidity and all that, right? It can't match the Kia Sorento. In fact, right, from a guy's perspective, from my perspective, right, I can't find a reason to fully justify purchasing this against a Kia Sorento. But now this is a big but, okay? Is how the car looks. Okay, this car looks good. This car looks really good. It's a good-looking Japanese MPV. It is just good-looking, right? So this is along the lines of the Toyota Estima and all that. You know, it's like, wow, it's a good-looking MPV. Yeah, some people will buy a car just because they like how it looks. Some people won't, just because how it looks, you know. So it's good, but what else, you know? What else? So yeah, that's how this car is. But it's still a Honda. Okay, it has the Honda service network. It has Honda's legendary resale value. It looks good. On a scale of 10, I will probably give this car 5. That is how I feel in this time and age. But there are some redeeming features, some high-tech stuff that is the Kia Carnival, what Sorento, blah, cannot compare. Is this thing. The Kia Carnival, right, has a almost unusable infotainment screen. Is so low spec. This one, right, at least I have all-round camera. See, the specs are really high actually in terms of this unit here. And then I can go into, I can park the car. There is automatic parking in this car. Kid you not, you press this, it will start scanning where to park. You tell it what to park. You tell it whether it's a reverse parking or it's a parallel park. Okay, and then it will mark out 2 boxes. Very clever system. What this does, right, is that what they did is that they only mark out the green box, and then they teach you, they will have a standard calculation on how to reach that green box. That means, right, the car doesn't actually sense whether there is a spot or not. I can actually park my car next to the curb. Let me show you this. I'll park my car next to the curb, okay? It will not sense the curb, but it only marks the green color, and then now I pick the green color to park. Wait, check our surroundings. Okay, you see? Now it allows me to, it shows that, oh, there's a parking, there's a green spot, but actually I'm next to the tree, next to the curb. I click the left side now. It will teach me how to park onto the curb. I'm not joking. Okay, now I go straight. I'll let the car adjust itself. You see, it's turning the steering by itself. I'll slow down, and then I'll drive into the blue frame as per instructed. Okay, and then wait, I'll drive into the blue frame, and then now it asks me to shift to R. I'll shift to R, and then the car will actually swing the steering wheel, and it will attempt to park onto the blue spot, which is on top of the curb. So it's a cheating self-parking system. It doesn't really intelligently detect whether there are objects blocking my way, but it merely teaches me how to go into the blue spot, which I have to mark according to my surrounding. Very, very clever and affordable execution. All they need is to correlate the camera's positioning to the steering wheel and the throttle, and the steering wheel mainly, and then to adjust. They will calculate how to arrive there, which is quite interesting. I mean, in terms of their approach, I like their cleverness in just doing something that you achieve the same result but without going through the complicated manner. All right, this is like the space pencil again. Okay, so very clever there, Honda. Yeah, so does this car, if it's just an MPV, there are others which does a better job, but as a family car, as a car that the mother will drive to bring the kids around, easy to park, easy to drive, it's quite good. It's quite up there. If it weren't for this thing, this car would have scored really low, because this is very basic, you know, and all that, but it's merely because of this rather good infotainment system that has a lot of functions, and then the build quality just cannot match the Sorento or the newer Honda Civic. It just cannot match this. Yeah. Alright, so that's the driving and a little bit of this. I'm gonna go through the entire car now. See ya. Back then, they are essentially family wagons, but now they no longer look like family wagons. In fact, there's no more cult following on this car, because it is now a school-run mom's MPV. Okay. A lot of cars now, they do all the big chrome grills for MPV, because somehow Alphard, Velfire, and then everyone, they just made everybody feel that that's how an MPV should look like. So everybody's doing it. Honda did a good job. Hyundai Starex did not do a good job. But yeah, that's how it is. But it looks good at least. I mean, there are some design flares, daytime running lights, there are double projector headlamps. That's the fog lamp body kit. I like the fact that the body kit isn't too low, but it's still not
as high, but all this design thing, now is, I would say Velfire and Alpha just made everybody forced to do something that is illogical. It's illogical to drop the front bumper to this low and then you hit the curbs everywhere you go. But that's how it is. Everybody has accepted the looks, and if you don't make your MPV look like this, your MPV would just look weird like the Innova. There are already a few times whereby after I park my car, right, someone parked really near to me, right, I just opened the sliding door and I just walked into my driver's side seats. I'm not joking, later I'll show you. Okay, it doesn't have power boot, so it is an MPV with automatic parking but no power boot. Talk about priorities. But this is, I don't think this is how Honda Malaysia spec it. They just have to take what is available, and of course this is Honda, and doing all this thing will be a breeze because it's a Honda. Honda has always been the car interior genius. They have always been, they always will be. How do I do this? This one? Do I do this? I was wondering if I can do... Wait. Put it down. Oh, I have to do two things at the same time. Let me see if I can station you guys somewhere so that you can see me doing something that I have no idea how to do. Let's try, shall we? Oh, don't drop, DJI, don't drop. Yes. Are you able to look at me? Yeah, baby. Oh yes, baby. You see me? Let's do this. Oh, wow! Wow! Okay. I said the one in the Sorrento is genius, right? Okay, I can't go fully down because of those things underneath. But this swivels. Look at this. Let me show you. Fucking hell. Okay, let me show you this. It swivels along this axis. Look at what Honda has designed. Toyota learned from Honda lah. You fold the seats up and then you call it a day off. Look at Honda. Okay, I'm gonna turn this back. Boom. Oh, this is genius way, Honda. How you even come up with this? So basically, you have a full-size seat with very deep footwell, and then fantastic luggage. Look at that. Look at this luggage space. After you've pulled all this tree up, and it's fantastic. And then I'll show you here. So first we drop the seat backs. After we drop them, we pull the string and swivel this together. The whole thing will turn around and then lie flat into here. This part, here. Yeah, this is genius. Honda, you are genius. Wait, let me throw this. This is not mine. Someone left it here. This belongs to this car, but if I want to demo this, I'm gonna have to commit to it. Sorry, Honda, but it's already like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let's do this again. All right. Boom, 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 and then I'll put you over here. Ta-da! Wait. Okay, and then pull this and this one, and then we swivel and then what do? After this, I pull this to lock. Oh, genius! Walao, Honda. You win now, Honda. You win. Oh, how do I adjust this? Okay, go down. So it's like spring operated after it has come down. Wait. Okay. So I just release this. See, this is the hook. So if I pull it up, if I press this down, I release this, and then this thing is it's almost like counterweight. Left, right, it counters itself nicely so that genius way, Honda. You are of genius. Yes, Honda. Oh, who can beat them? Okay, yeah. And then there's no power boot, but never mind. It's amazing enough. Okay, let's go in from the second row. Powered sliding doors, and then I can walk in, and then I walk to the back and sit down. An adult can sit here in absolute comfort. Oh shit, this car actually matches the Grand Carnival without the without the immensity of its size. Okay, so I'm at the back here in the Honda Odyssey. See how much room I have? Armrest, headrest, air conditioning, because I haven't started the car now. 5'11" here, enough headroom, enough everything. I can. Genius way, Honda. There's a power socket here for chargers and all that, and even this part is leather wrapped, so it's quite good. Wow, what is this? Oh, this folds the second row. Let me come up here, and then I can walk up to the second row with ease, with a lot of ease. Very, very easy. Close the doors. Of course, the second row isn't as spacious as Alphard or Vellfire's. I don't think it's even as spacious as the Grand Carnival because the car is smaller. But this footprint and this interior, you did a great job, Honda. You did a really great job. Okay, that's the power doors. Oh yeah, I mentioned I will go to the driver's side, right? Yeah. Let me show you. I just walk up here. Ouch. Okay, not as easy as I said it is, but still easy enough to come to the driver's side. Coming in from there, and I'm done. I should have started the car, right? Yeah. So that's the interior. Let me flip you around. Yes. Go around. Yup. Yeah, I'm sweating. So this is the infotainment system. These guys, right, I have no idea what. Very hard to move. All of them are like that. Even this one. I don't know why. Okay. This one is clear, visible, but a bit too simple. Come on, I need more information. You have such big real estate, right? You should give me more information, not just something so basic. It's really rather basic, I would say. I can see 9 km per liter. Yeah, only 9 because we are motoring journalists. Okay, so yeah, man, damn simple. This thing is like it doesn't even display more stuffs. Okay, and unlike usual Hondas, there's no cup holders sliding out and all that. I'm a little bit disappointed with that. It's like door panels as well. Compartment isn't great actually from the front. Even though it's an MPV, right? The compartment is like, why? Why is all this empty space being wasted? Old generation design? Perhaps. Speaker, why you put here? Put here, right? Wood paneling, maybe put here or something like that. And then here you have, can be a compartment. Or this thing, okay, this height is okay lah. That's how it is. Okay, so they could have put the speakers here as well, right? I don't know, man. It's a bit wasted. Anyway, doesn't matter. Small compartment here, not even enough for your smart tag. And then your door opening and close. This useless button, nobody uses it. And then this touch panel. Yes, touch panel. I need to look at it every time I operate it, but I find that it's easy to use. It's easy enough to use, to understand, so it's alright. Okay, you have a HDMI port here, 2 USB ports here, 12 volts, and then this thing is quite interesting. I would say that it's a bit wow, and then you go like, that's all it does? That's it? Nothing liao? Nothing? Yeah, because it's quite impressive the first time you push it. Okay, I'm gonna show you now. Okay, look at it. Be ready. Are you ready? Ready? Whoa! It's supposed to glide up lah. Okay, but Anyway, okay. And then what does it do? Actually nothing. Not really nothing. The whole thing just come up so that you can, you can do this, and then when you press it down, you can't do that. Yeah. It's just for easier reach, and then when you pull out the cup holders, they are easier to reach as well. So you can treat this as your front passenger little picnic table, a picnic basket sort of fold out mechanism kind of stuff. You can put your coffee, your stuff here, and then your waffle, your macarons, your okay, I'm just joking, your sausage, your egg benedict and all that. You can put it here, and then you put your drinks in, and then you just fold it there, and then when you want to eat, you just pull them up, and then you have your very atas breakfast. Yeah, so there's a lot of engineering for very little usage, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I mean, it could have been a giant compartment, right? Like a giant lubang where you can just literally drop your entire handbag in. They could have done that, and then it's a bit wasted. I felt if they want a mechanism, right, they could have designed like something that drags out, from inside here. You drag the whole thing out, then you can use it here. So basically, that's all it does. Okay, unique nonetheless. Okay, nothing special. That's why I said, as a Honda, right, the front doesn't look very Honda-ish. Of course, the design is, but the ideology isn't, because there's very little cubby spaces. In fact, there's very little cubby spaces throughout the entire car. Really, if you sit in the middle row, good luck. There is no place for you to put anything except the back, the pouch, the kangaroo pouch behind here. That's about it. So on that front, I would say that a bit lazy lah, Honda. You rarely do things this way, but of course, cut you some slack. This is many years ago already. Honda now is wow. Honda now is very different. Okay, so that's the interior. Do I like this car? There are certain things that I like, such as the third row. Sorry, my iPhone. Okay, so the third row is something that I like, but other than that, the interior build quality is no match to some other competition, cheaper competition. Okay, and it's not as spacious or as absolutely luxurious as a Velfire or an Alphard. Okay, and then of course it isn't priced that way as well. This is 240,000, or is it 230? I don't know. I mean, it's more than 200k. It's less than 250k. Okay, and you don't get a panel roof. You only get a sunroof. And without the panel roof, there's also no DVD or anything. If you have a DVD player, that's a very good excuse to not have a panoramic roof. But when you don't have either, then right? What else you have? You have a sunglass holder that double. I don't know what's that. Conversation mirror, or daddy's checking on baby mirror. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Other than that, everything is very decent. So, is this car worth 240,000? Is it? Is it? No, it's not. But it's a Honda, so people will pay premium for Honda, Toyota, Nissan. No, not Nissan. Yeah. Do I like this? Yes. Is it good to drive? Yes. Very powerful? No. Parking? Easy? Yes. Too big? No. High speed stability? Surprise? Yes. Does it feel like a European car like the Grand Carnival? No. Grand Carnival nicer to drive? Yes and no. The body, the chassis of the Grand Carnival is better than this one, but the steering isn't better than this one. So this steering is nicer, and I dare to go faster. Yeah, because the steering is okay. It's direct. It's not free play or anything like that. Okay, so yeah, that's how the Odyssey is. It's no longer the old Odyssey. I would rather they just call it the Elysion or something like that, right? and then leave the Odyssey name for the fanboys to have something to hope Honda might launch next time, like an Accord family wagon with turbo, 2-liter turbo. Yeah, that would be cool. All right, yeah, that's it. See ya, and please subscribe. You know, I look at YouTube, 95% of views are from non-subscribers. Why you all like that? Why you so like that? Subscribe lah. You don't like me? Subscribe lah. Oh, subscribe leh. Oi, subscribe. See ya. Bye.